away. So what should we be doing to water? Well, let me share a little story. So Victor Schauberger, your audience probably knows, and he did an experiment, Austrian water scientist, naturalist, father of modern water science, for those that don't know Victor Schauberger. And his son is actually quite amazing as well. So he did an experiment, and the experiment goes like this. If you put yourself on a scale, and let's say you weigh 100 kilos, okay, and you put yourself on a scale and you drink a liter of water. Liter of water is 1 kilo, so you should be able to see yourself go up in weight by 1 kilo. So yeah, okay, sounds right, sounds accurate. Where else is it going to go? Well, turns out when he drank a liter of tap water, he went up to 101 kilos. You can see it on the scale. When he drank a liter of fresh spring water, it didn't move.
Sure.
What happened? Wow. What happened, right? So there's something quite unique about water, and we want to get water as close as possible to H2O, and we want to instill it with the right structure, and structure is I'm sure we can get deeper into, because it's an undefined term. Right. Structured water. Oh, my water's structured. What does it mean? Nobody has the same definition. So.
Well, go for it. I think we need to talk about it. So are you talking about, you got a good system, a reverse osmosis. I mean, let me tell you about my water. You can go from there. I think it's a good exercise. I got a good under the prep bowl, reverse osmosis system. I then distill the water. I then place it then I remineralize it with something like a Canton or a mineral process, and then I put it next to a structuring somavetic device. With quite a bit of research, I found a big difference. So I've got a 4-step process, and then if I'm good and we've got some help at home, I then take that water and then put it out in the sun as best I can to try and get the sunlight on it. So that's what that's my personal process, and
that's
something
great
that we go through.
That's great. I have a theory that all water in the universe is one organism. And that organism is very much like a child. It can only exist in the state of love, bliss, harmony, joy, and anything that takes that away from it, it reacts. It doesn't like that. So because it's a fourth dimensional entity, and in a fourth dimensional, only love can exist, because it's the only thing that can be recursive upon itself. Everything else will break down and throw you back into this level. So and all water in the universe, when it's in a state of that joy and harmony, then everything is perfect. So what you're doing is wonderful. You're structuring the water in your own way, and this is the intention that you're putting into it. So it will have a structure. And what does structure mean? Well, for a long time, there's started in Russia. They were all touting the benefits of melted ice water. Okay, and why is that? Why can that have potential benefit? Well, it's very easy, because when water is structured, you mentioned Gerald Pollack. What he discovered is that easy water is different, because it's water that's liquid, but it behaves like a liquid, but it looks like ice, meaning that it's in a crystalline form. It's basically compacted all the molecules into the most perfect structure it can, essentially like ice. In terms of not the density is different, which is most oddest thing about water, because its density is highest as a liquid, 39.5 degrees. But in ice, all the molecules are put together so it's nicely structured. Okay, it looks like a crystal. And this easy water is water that's not ice, it's liquid, but it's in that crystalline form. So you can imagine any impurities in a crystal change the purity of the crystal. Any impurities change, like if you look at a quartz crystal, any impurities will change the color, the opacity, the translucency, all of that, right? So same thing in our structured water. Any of these contaminants will change the structure. of that water. It will put it out of structural integrity and harmony. So this is all we're trying to achieve with the water we're putting in our body. Get it as close to crystalline form as it can be, because that's the water that we're made of. You know, the bulk water we put in has to be converted or has to be processed, or it may not even ever get to that cellular water stage, which is made from the simple reaction of the two hydrogens and oxygen. So it's quite amazing what's going down. And I think to understand water, we have to really understand hydrogen and oxygen completely. And then even though water is a completely third entity, it's the perfect combination of these two atoms. And it's really profound. I mean, I can talk about this for hours. This is a subject that we all should be. It should all be. I mean, this should be taught in schools, like simple questions. You know, like what you're asking about your children. It's like, teach them how to learn, how to ask the right questions. You know, because if they go up to a professor and say, "Excuse me, can you explain what water is?" Says H2O. Like, no, but can you know? Like, no. It's so many simple things in nature that we have no explanation for, because we don't ask the right questions.